Can defense win championships in today's NBA? Breaking down elite defensive teams. Enter the thrilling NBA, where every dunk and three-point shot has a backstory. Can a strong defense win in a league where high-scoring offenses predominate? How can unheralded stars on world-class defensive teams get by amid eye-popping feats of attacking ability? Come along on a tour of the strategies, players, and teams that are redefining the game. Will the sound of defense crunching still reverberate down the halls of winners? Or has attack assumed dominance? One unanswered issue remains as we continue to explore the secrets of the court. In today's fast-paced, high-scoring NBA, is defense really capable of winning championships? Let's go on our adventure. The NBA offense's development. The NBA has seen a radical change in offensive philosophy, with clubs favoring perimeter-oriented play more and more. There will be an interesting matchup between high-scoring offenses and resilient defenses because of the offensive explosion brought about by the three-point revolution and the emphasis on floor space. But defense is not necessarily outmoded by this offensive progress. Rather, it forces teams to modify their defensive strategies in order to thwart perimeter-focused offenses. Elite defensive teams are able to adjust to changing offensive trends by finding a balance between guarding the three-point line and preserving the paint. This is demonstrated by the success of such teams. The age of grit and grind. Think back to when the Memphis Grizzlies represented the grit and grind era. With players like Marc Gasol and Tony Allen leading the defense, Memphis established a distinctive brand in the early 2010s. This grinding strategy demonstrated that a defense-focused club could still have a significant postseason impact in an age dominated by spectacular attacks. The Grizzlies dominated the game's tempo in addition to smothering their opponents with their defense. Their ability to churn out low-scoring games showed that a disciplined defense could control the narrative and result in victory in pivotal playoff matches in a liga that was fixated on high-octane attacks. The grit and grind era showed opponents the physical cost of playing constant defense. The Grizzlies' tough defensive approach frequently dismantled more skillful teams, demonstrating that defense is more than just a tactic. It can also provide a psychological edge. Golden State Warriors, the act of equilibrium. In contrast, the Golden State Warriors, who are well known for their scoring ability, have often been ranked among the top defensive teams in the NBA. The cornerstone of the Warriors' defense, Draymond Green, represents their dedication to a well-rounded strategy by demonstrating that winning is about more than just scoring points. It's also about keeping opponents from doing the same. Strength in numbers is more than just an offensive motto for the Warriors. Their ability to contest shots, adjust defenses, and force turnovers demonstrates their dedication to a flexible defensive approach that goes well with their explosive offensive style. Their numerous championship campaigns have been largely attributed to this dichotomy, highlighting the need of a well-rounded strategy. The Warriors' small ball team, which frequently features Green as a de facto center, also demonstrated how versatile contemporary defenses can be. This tactic upended conventional offensive plans and demonstrated the value of defensive players' adaptability. The effects of certain defenders. Individual defenders have become more prominent than team dynamics. Players like Ben Simmons, Rudy Gobert, and Giannis Antetokounmpo demonstrate how a lone defensive stalwart can sabotage even the most threatening attacks. Their capacity to neutralize opponents and shield the rim highlights the need for individual defensive skill. These players are also versatile on both ends of the court, having taken on duties beyond that of typical players. In the NBA nowadays, defensive responsibilities are changing. Giannis, for example, not only starts an attack but also defends various spots. Individual defenders have an influence that goes beyond data. Their ability to induce terror in opponents may change game plans and make teams reconsider their attacking options. The importance of defense in the hunt for a championship is further enhanced by this mental component. Examining current champions. A deeper examination of recent NBA winners identifies a defensive-focused theme. The Toronto Raptors, who won the 2019 NBA Finals because of their strong defense, were modeled after Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard. The Raptors' defensive strategies, which included deftly executed rotations and traps, shattered the momentum of strong attacks, demonstrating that superior defensive play requires more than just exceptional players. LeBron James and Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers proved that a defensive mentality is still necessary to win the title in 2020. Their championship run was largely attributed to their ability to switch the ball well, guard the rim, and prevent opponents from getting second chances. These teams' ability to come up with big defensive stops in pivotal situations demonstrated that defense is about more than simply keeping opponents quiet for the bulk of the game. It's also about being there for them when it counts. Defensive schemes and coaching strategies. An important factor in determining a team's defensive identity is coaching. Even in a league that is obsessed with offensive highlights, coaches like Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat have shown that success can be achieved by putting in place efficient defensive tactics and encouraging an environment of responsibility. Successful coaches place a high priority on defensive player development in addition to tactical knowledge. The Heat culture of the Miami Heat is a byword for diligence, responsibility, and ferocious defense. Coaches inculcate these principles in their players, fostering a culture in which playing defense is a manner of life rather than merely a tactic. The necessity of coaching flexibility is further demonstrated by coaches' ability to modify defensive systems in response to the strengths and limitations of their team. In the current NBA, a coach must be able to customize defensive strategies to maximize the potential of his or her players. Conclusion. In the adrenaline-pumping NBA, where every play is a show, the question resounds: is defense really capable of winning in a culture that is fixated on flashy offense? The league's story is shaped by the dynamic interaction between defensive resiliency and high-scoring brilliance. We encourage champions who embrace the defensive mentality, but we also present a test. Can a strong defense overcome the glare of spectacular offenses? Talk about your thoughts, forecasts, and championship aspirations. To stoke our enthusiasm for the forgotten stories of basketball, please like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate your participation in this quest. Is defense still the best option? Watch this space for more.